Layla. What the fuck said shit? Oh, right here. Ain't none of there being today. Layla, come get your macaroni. What up, live? Get my Benny Hunter on working 2 pots. What up, man? Sugar don't go in spaghetti. You crazy in your fucking head. Sugar going any kind of red sauce. If you from Louisiana. I'm from Chicago too, cause the what? Yeah, they cut some of the acid out. Sprinkle a little baking soda in it too. Stop you from getting heartburn. What that is? What that was? I'm making lasagna. Now we don't put it on top of the spaghetti, we put it in the sauce. Some people, I put it in the sauce. I don't put it on top of my spaghetti. I put it in the sauce. It go in the sauce. You finna see me pour it in there? Right. You wanna go use mine? In the big room? How you feel about people working a 9 to 5? Shit, I don't feel no way. You gotta do what you gotta do. You have less problems working a 9 to 5 than being rich. Or having money. Money bring all kind of problems. I salute motherfuckers work 9 to 5. You get money, all kind of problems come. Hey, give me a cup of ice, nephew. Man, put me some more ice in there. Anybody in the bathroom? We're on a family vacation. You know I gotta whip it up, cook for the kid. Real daddy shit. Gotta get up in the morning, go fishing while they sleep. I'm gonna be up about 6 o'clock.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start this small. I'm not even gonna really go on a rant. It ain't gonna be long, I promise. But I'm gonna go ahead and start this off by saying I'm about to be just a little bit biased. Just in the sense of a lot of younger people really just don't like to listen. You can put a dog in front of them and tell them it's a dog, and they'll still expect that bastard to meow. I've seen it happen with my own eyes. Maybe not with a dog, but close enough. But in reality, the problem isn't just one-sided. It isn't just the younger generation. It isn't just the older generation. It's just there's this communication gap between the two. The younger generation a lot of times doesn't know how to listen, and sometimes the older generation doesn't know how to talk to the younger generation to get them to listen. But it goes both ways. But you know, I'm a fan of kind of straddling that line, so that's kind of where I'll let my opinion linger. As somebody who's a little bit older who has tried to actually guide some younger people, and true enough, it wasn't anything streets related or anything else, but I've been victim myself to people. Yeah, got you. Why did I mess up? Gee, I wonder why you did. You didn't listen. You didn't do what you were literally taught. I just promised it wasn't going to be a rant. It's not going to be a rant. That's where I'm going to leave it. But this is where I'm going to open it up, of course, to you guys. Please let me know if you agree or disagree, fall somewhere in between like myself, down in the comment section below, because I'm really eager to see what y'all have to say about this, because I've noticed we have a pretty wide range of age groups that tune in. So Let me know. Have you ever been that young one that didn't listen? Have you ever been that young one that didn't listen and some ish that you know you could have avoided if you had listened happened? And have you ever been that older one that tried to guide someone? Just, you couldn't get them. You tried everything you could. You just couldn't get them to fall in line. You couldn't get them to listen. Let me know. Or let me know if you've been in a situation that was vice versa in both events. Because some old heads don't like to listen either. Don't think for 1 second, once again, that it's one-sided, because it's not. I know some hard-headed ass old people too, who's claiming to know trouble's killer. So he made this post that I'm about to read for you now. And what I would like for you guys to do is let me know whether you think this is somebody just straight up talking out the neck, or if it's something that can have some validity to it that may offer just a wee bit of insight. So here goes. Everybody hate J. Mike Jones now for allegedly killing Trouble, but I'm gonna say this at a neutral standpoint because I know DTE'd them too. I fell out with J. Mike a while ago about some Lulish, but that man used to look out for us back in the day. I met Waka Flocka Flame through him, which changed my life, and he used to hit me up and show love. I used to pull up on them boys on the south side about every day, and he wasn't just no crazy corny ninja. Y'all don't know what went down in his house. Not faulting her, but Shouty should never let an MF in a house that you share with a ninja knowing y'all just fell out. 2 street ninjas at that. This situation, I wouldn't kill a MF, but ain't no telling what I'll do. I'm coming home to make up with my girl, and she in there laid up with another man. Some folks lose their mind about that. I hate that happened though, R.I.P. Trouble, and prayers to J. Mike and the DG homies. Okay, so first things first, here goes Mr. Analytical right here. You can't really say that you trying to stay neutral in a situation like this. Like, there isn't really a way to stay neutral if you know one side and don't know the other, and you speaking to it, even if y'all did fall out. Personal opinion right there. The only other part that I really have a lot of issues with, because the majority of it is more an opinion, but you can't really say that you're not faulting her and then immediately right after give a big reason why it would be her fault. Now, I'm not gonna pass or cast blame on anybody because, again, I wasn't there. I'm not a detective. I'm not the police. I'm not anything. I am a commentator who happens to have a slightly nice voice, and that's it. We're reporting on what people have been putting out, hence what I said at the beginning. But although most of it is truly just, more an opinion that you can't really argue with, those 2 things kind of rub me a little bit the wrong way. Like, you can't really say that in a situation like this and then it, not come back to bite you. But again, I'm not casting judgment. That's what some of y'all are for. Yeah, I'm gonna keep calling y'all out. I'm about to start name dropping. I'm kidding. I ain't gonna start name dropping y'all. That's what y'all want. I know it. But Renzo, appreciate you though, because you keep tuning in. Good looking. Anyway, now that I've got my shameless plugs out of the way, I'll end it with this. No matter which way you turn this entire situation, it shouldn't have had to come to this. I understand that emotions get the best of everybody. We all deal with them. Lord knows I do myself. But that doesn't change the fact that you have to approach things with some kind of rationale other than, I'm going to pull this trigger on this guy. It just doesn't end well for you. You got a man gone, you got a family hurting, and you're going to be behind bars. Nobody wins. Nobody. And I know I don't have to break that down for the majority of people, but as some of y'all have proven to me in life, not just this comment section, the obvious things need to be said more often. So I'm going to say this. I love y'all. That's it. That's the bottom line. Let's share a little bit of love with each other more often. Doesn't hurt. Going forward, check out the clip here and make sure that you stick around for a few minutes because although I don't usually give my 2 cents on most things, this is one I can't help. I've got to lay a little bit of logic on this one, but check out this clip first. Okay, there you have it. So to start this part off, I'm going to show my comedic side, not that it's necessarily going to be funny, for just a quick second because I have never seen somebody mid-sentence backtrack, cover up, and then literally keep going as though nothing just happened. Like you didn't almost say that joke wasn't that offensive. Come on, man. You saw the wheels turning in that man's eyes when he almost said that and had to go, wasn't that good of a joke. The reason why that is actually relevant, to me anyway, is because it's proof that as a comedian, as a professional comedian, as a professional, successful comedian, i.e. George Wallace, you got to be careful what you say, because things aren't taken today like they were way back when you could kind of get away with anything that you said. Had he let it slip out, that joke wasn't that offensive, he'd have got ate alive. He knows it, and he almost let it slip out. But obviously, I'm not finna sit here and try to even remotely hold a candle in the comedic sense to somebody like George Wallace. So that's not even remotely what I want to talk about. I'm also not going to talk about all the speculation about who's in the right, who's in the wrong. Is Jada behind it all? Is she some kind of puppet master pulling all the strings? I know y'all have seen all of the different things that everybody's saying, and a lot of it, true enough, does make a lot of actual logical sense, not gonna lie. But can you prove it or disprove it? In the finite sense, no. So not gonna speculate on that. What I will say, however, and I am gonna reference what George Wallace said once again, but he said the comedians are working on jokes. Nah, player, the world has completed jokes. We live in the age of memes. If you think that 10 minutes after that, everybody and they mama wasn't trying to make the funniest thing that they could out of that, you crazy. It doesn't take a professional comedian to make this stuff funnier than what it actually is. But how funny is it, is the question that I'm actually posing here, and that's what I would like y'all's feedback on. And to be fair, if you would actually say like, okay, the concept of Will Smith slapping Chris Rock in and of itself is funny. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the thought, that definitely is funny, but no act of violence is funny to the point of it just being like, oh, I'm doubled over laughing because this guy over here is in pain. But at the same time, when it comes to the concept of a man defending the honor of his wife, well, there's nothing really funny about that. It's really more like chivalry. But then you look at the way their relationship is set up, and then you can go back and forth with both of the concepts that I just laid out in this case. And that is the exact reason why I personally cannot take a side, so to speak, or talk about who's right or who's wrong, because nobody put a gun to Will and Jada's head and made them do the Red Table Talk show and talk about the struggles of their relationship and everything. It's like nobody put a gun to their head and said, do that. And you are celebrities. You knew it was going to be big. You knew people were going to make jokes out of it. Nobody's going to say that, oh my God, it's unexpected that people make fun of this. Even though, of course, what Chris Rock's joke was about, at least on the surface, seemed to be more about her hair. Until you look into it and see the whole Demi Moore, Ashton Kutcher thing. Just look it up. Look it up for yourself. I ain't gonna do all the work for you. Gotta make sure you stay a little studious at least, right? But all that said, I'll wrap everything up with a little bow and ask the overall question one more time in a, well, succinct way. Is it funny to the point that it can stay where it's at and not progress any further than it being what happened? Or is this going to be the kind of funny that is going to divide people, like force people to take a side and make it to where the feminist side of everything starts standing against everything, and then the ones that stand up for the men start taking a side with everything, and comedians, and is it going to be that kind of funny? Because that kind of funny is the kind of funny that you got to wait like 10 years and look back at and laugh. That ain't always the best kind. So that's what I'm curious of. Which funny is it going to be? The short kind or the long running kind? Enjoying the content? Be sure to take just a couple of seconds to smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and ring that bell to stay up to date with the latest and greatest. On to the story. By now, we all should know Young Thug was arrested at his Atlanta home after being named in a broad 56-count gang indictment. And according to that indictment, the rapper and 27 other people, including Atlanta rapper Gunna, allegedly conspired to violate the Georgia criminal racketeering law. Well, with that said, Alabama rapper Rep Alabama, Young Blue, shared his support to both sides yesterday with this post. Free Gunna and Young Thug. Gunna them showed me a lot of love on some real ish. And YFN Lucci, always been a real ninja. I ain't picking no sides. I'm praying for all y'all and y'all's families. Sincere words. I think you already got my opinion on where I'm going, but this is the part that you're going to want to stick around for the I'm going to want you to comment on it part. But that comment was made via Twitter. And as things tend to normally go when it comes to the internet, Blue received backlash. But that's okay, because the Ice on Me Baby rapper responded to these negative comments as well, saying, "Why would I pick a side in another ninja's beef? Both sides need prayers. See, I don't wish jail on no man, not even your worst enemy. Most y'all dudes not even from Atlanta, getting news from the internet, don't know what's really going on. Just like I don't. On here trolling, being goofy as hell." Man, boy. Okay, yeah. See, this is why I said earlier that my mind is already made up on how I feel about what this man has already said, because he is 100% right as far as I'm concerned. Why would you pick a side in a beef that has nothing to do with you? Or what the question really is in my case, why are you even caring about somebody picking a side in a beef that has nothing to do with them? Why do some of y'all do that? Why do some of us, we as people anyway, do that? Why are you giving this man a hard time because he don't want to pick a side with two people that's beefing? That's stupid. And you couldn't be more stupid. But it can be argued, why go out on a limb and put yourself in a situation knowing that you're going to receive that backlash and still do it? But hey, I ain't one to judge, because I know that I say some stuff that I know people aren't going to agree with, because I don't care. Because if you try to debate me on it, it ain't going to end well for you. But I'm a soul. Not getting married until I get 100 million. Ooh, felt that one in my toes. Okay. So that first one, not finna trick myself out of my position trying to prove a point to nobody. Boy, if I had 1,000 hours that I could sit here and record my reaction to this, I promise you I would, because that is so true. Why would you cause yourself harm just to prove a point to somebody that probably don't give two damns about what you do or don't do at the end of the day anyway? Reverse psychology can be one hell of a man's downfall. Trust me, it can. But you got to be quick on your feet to catch it. That's how I'm taking that particular comment. Perfect example. You become a successful rapper. You make it out the streets. You used to be, real deep in that life, if you know what I mean. Hey, dog, you ain't about that life no more. You done made it out. You ain't got it no more. Let me show you what I got, homie. And you get where it goes from there. Surely I ain't got to paint that picture perfectly. And now you in a situation you shouldn't even be in. You shouldn't even be involved in, that you didn't even have to be in. Yeah, that's kind of stupid. But it happens. Just be smart enough to not destroy yourself trying to prove a point to somebody that does not give a care about what you're doing. Or as a saying goes that I recently heard that I didn't expect to repeat on here, but I'm going to anyway. If a bee could tell a fly that pollen was a whole lot better than ish, the fly still wouldn't understand. In other words, don't waste your time trying to convince somebody of something that you know they ain't gonna try to get. Very similar situation in my opinion. Now, not getting married until I get 100 million. I've never understood why. Okay, first and foremost, I get it. It's a goal. Setting a goal is a very, very important endeavor in anything. We all know that. Give yourself direction. Cool. Why is it that the majority of the time it relates to marriage though? Not getting married until I get 100 million. And I know he could just be saying it for the effect. As an example, don't come at me. You know I don't put shallow thought into things. Don't do it. You know how I am. But in my mind, every time I see this, I'm not getting married until I get X amount. The first thing I think is, man, you feel like that's what it takes to get a woman or, find true love or, make it very fantastical in your mind or however you want to do it. But again, I know that he may not necessarily mean that literal, or he may very well mean it literal, but why is it always not getting married until? That's just strange to me. But I digress. And since I tend to ramble sometimes, as you or some of y'all may have noticed, I'll be a bit more succinct and sum it all up with this question on the getting married 100 million part. Why not just say my goal is 100 million? Why you gotta throw marriage into it? And you know why I have an issue with that? Because there are a lot of very impressionable, not kids, not young adults, grown ass people that will look at something like that and follow that logic, knowing good and well that the actual happiness that you get from life as a normal person like you and me usually comes from interactions with others. So I just have this issue with shunning relationships in the pursuit of money, because why can't they go hand in hand? That's why I actually have an issue with that. It's not his words. It's because I know there are some people that take stuff like that very, very literal, and then they'll try to kind of follow suit, and then they'll self-destroy themselves by kind of not thinking and trick themselves out of a position trying to prove a point. You see how you can wrap all that together? Yeah, you get it. Either way, feel free, and I mean feel free, to debate me on that topic or agree, whichever it is. I don't care which it is. Down in the comment section below, let me know your real thoughts.